truths, clues, aficionados. I hope you're staying safe out there, paying attention to life's truths, clues around you. Life certainly has been interesting for me. I hope it's giving you a challenge as well, because that's how you stay sharp, looking for things to do, keeping your mind functioning, doing whatever makes you happy, as well as it doesn't, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, you're doing good. Well, let's get to it. As I always say, the game is afoot. Today, we're going to be covering a rather new case. I want to say solved, but yet unresolved. Yes, that's a perfect way to put it. Her name is Cheyenne Goins, and she comes from Alamosa, Colorado. And family members described her as being a spirited sister who loved to dance and to sing. She had a 3-year-old son. Her family reported her missing. She was reported missing out of Alamosa County. The sheriff's office said that Cheyenne Goins was in contact with several people the night she went missing, including a suspect in an officer-involved shooting in Thornton, Colorado on August the 18th of 2021. Her family tells us that she was last seen in a bar in Alamosa on August 8th. She was seen hanging around with friends that night and then went silent. Now, doesn't that sound like the Rochelle Hammond case in an odd aspect, except this girl had been around town where Rochelle had not been. As soon as we found out that she hadn't been posting anything, we automatically knew something happened, her sister Mandy Goins Gonzalez said. Well, hell yeah, especially when somebody uses social media all the time, you're able to find out what's going on with them, keeping in tune with their lives. I like to do that with my family too. I'm not a great big poster, but I do try to monitor things and post my own stuff, you know what I mean? But my life's true calling is here, and this is what I'm doing. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation announced a search for the Alamosa woman on August the 20th, more than a week after she had been reported missing. Now, really, come on, Alamosa Police Department, let's pick up our game a little bit. Follow up with busy police departments, follow up with people when you're supposed to. I mean, the families know when somebody's fucking missing, for God's sakes. Then on August 24th, the CBI announced Goins' body had been located several days earlier and noted the man who had been killed after an encounter with the police officers from Thornton and North Glen last week was 33-year-old Lucas Antonio Salas Jr., a person of interest in Goins' disappearance. Quaint. The CBI had not yet concluded that Salas was responsible for Goins' death, but on August 18th, a North Glen Police Department release said the man gunned down the previous day on Thorn Creek Golf Course was a homicide suspect, even though Goins' body wouldn't be found for several more days. So suspicious, as Bailey Saracen would say. I'm not sure what the hell's going on with that there. The August 20 Colorado Bureau of Investigation news blast was the first to tie the police shooting to Goins' disappearance. Based on preliminary information by the sheriff's office and the CBI, it stated both agencies are concerned that foul play might be involved. Foul play on whose behalf, you almost wonder. It's believed that several people were in contact with Goins the night she went missing, including the suspect in the officer-involved shooting in North Glen. While the suspect in the North Glen incident was most definitely a person of interest in Goins' disappearance, there were no formal charges filed at the time of the incident. While the CBI did not reveal details about Goins' death, due to the active nature of this investigation, the coroner did rule a homicide. There is a twist in this case in the in that police believe her murderer may be linked to 33-year-old Lucas Antonio Jr., according to the New York Daily News. Goins was last seen with Salas Jr. prior to her disappearance. Here's where things get complicated. 4 days after Goins' disappearance, police went to talk to Salas Jr. about the missing woman. He then fled in his car to nearby Thorn Creek Golf Course, where he and officers exchanged gunfire. Salas Jr. was killed in the confrontation with police. Despite this, he remains a person of interest in Goins' homicide. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation will keep on the case of the missing woman turned murder victim. Though with Salas Jr. dead, things do get a bit trickier for the police now. Honestly, the behavior of Salas Jr. does give us some pause in thinking about his innocence in this case. We'll have to wait and see what comes up next in the Cheyenne Goins murder investigation. If it turns out that Salas Jr., the only named person of interest in the case, did kill Cheyenne, well then he can't be prosecuted, can he? Because he's dead. That's maybe why he did it. Fucking asshole, if that's the case. Of course, if he had any hypothetical accomplices, or if anyone knew and didn't do anything about it, there could be other charges coming down. If Salas Jr. is proved to have killed Cheyenne, there could be a civil suit as well. And I hope the family goes for it. It is a tragedy, though, that Cheyenne Goins, who was close to her 22nd birthday at the time of her murder, had to die in such a vile manner. Even worse for the family to find out that she was just buried in a grave with no expectation of being found by her murderer. The only thing that we can do now for this case is give it time. It sounds like the investigation is still active and ongoing. Police won't release more details until it probably looks like things are heading in a colder direction for the case. All we can do at the present is just wait and follow until we learn more details. Hopefully, police will have either an arrest or reach a conclusion and Salas Jr. involvement in the future. It's a very unsatisfactory ending to this case. I know they say they're further investigating it, but I'm sure that things are slowing down quite a fucking bit in this investigation right now. So again, if you see something, say something. If you happen to have seen anything, reach out to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, reach out to the Alamosa Police Department. I would definitely reach out to CBI first, because you probably have better luck with them. Hopefully their investigation is open, as they say, and they're able to collect more clues and solve this case for the Goins family. It was the dad that called in the lead, the family's in. I mean, what do you think? Your loved one is gone. To me, she was a beautiful woman. Don't be judging if you think she has tattoos or whatever. And if you can't say something helpful about the situation, please, please don't say anything at all. If this video has been helpful to you in any way, you learned a little bit about a different lifestyle, whatever. If you like my channel, I try to crank it out for you guys, keep it interesting. I'm going to work hard at asking you to like and subscribe. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee and support my channel and growing, you can reach me at Cup of Coffee. And my link will be there on the YouTube page. Love you guys. Stay safe out there. Watch out for those life's truths clues so you're out of trouble. Keep your mind sharp. Love you. See you next time. I'll catch you on next Monday. Thank you and have a good night.